is something we need. It's a leap of faith. Oh, if you have the will and the moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there.
As you drive through Burghead to the car park at the start of your walk, you might be forgiven for thinking it to be an unremarkable town. You would be mistaken.
This is a good a day as any.
Burghead has an ancient history. The easily defended headland was fortified during the early Iron Age and may have been settled considerably earlier. From the 300s, what we now call Burghead became an important centre for the people referred to by the Romans as the Verturians, who went on to establish the Pictish kingdom of Fortru, with very probably Burghead as its capital.
When the old one's gone under the knife, and I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within.
Over the next 500 years, what evolved here was a large fortress, covering an area of 3 hectares or 7.5 acres. This made it 3 times the size of any other centre of power in early historic Scotland. The Burghead Promontory Fort seems to have been occupied from the late 300s and continued as a major centre until the late 800s. In 1884, Torridon, as it was known at the time, was captured by Sigurd the Powerful, the Norse Earl of Orkney. The indications are that Sigurd rebuilt the fortress, and it then became a centre of Norse power in Moray. Under the Norse, the fortress became known by the Danish name Burra, which much later became Burghead. The Norse were eventually expelled from this part of the country by the Scots in 1010. For the next significant episode in Burghead's history, you need to wait until 1750, when the Stephen family began to build ships in the small fishing village that had developed here. Meanwhile, the spectacular earthworks that continued to stand on the promontory caused considerable interest among early antiquaries, who tended to attribute them either to the Norse or to the Romans, who almost certainly penetrated this far into Caledonia. Everything changed in 1805. The village and the surrounding land was bought by William Young of Inverugie, who laid out a much larger settlement on a regular, gridded street plan. From 1807, the harbour you see today was built by Thomas Telford, complete with surrounding 3-storey stone warehouses, 3 of which remain. A coastguard station and fish curing facilities were also built from 1807, and Burghead rapidly became an important herring fishing port. The result was a thriving town, but in the process most of the Pictish fortifications were obliterated, and today only partial remains can be seen around the outer end of the headland. The stone from the fortress ramparts were used in the reconstruction of the new harbour. During the destruction of the fortress, 30 Pictish stones were discovered, inscribed with pictures of bulls. Only 6 survive, and it is assumed that the other 24 were simply used to help build the harbour. During the building work, the fortress well was cleared, revealing a flight of 20 steps down into a remarkable stone tank, reminiscent of a Roman bath. This was roofed over, and today Burghead Well serves as an unusual and rather mysterious visitors attraction. By 1834, Burghead was important enough to warrant a regular steamer service to Glasgow via the Caledonian Canal, calling it Cromarty en route, and it was also home to 40 fishing boats. The fishing industry has declined in recent years, but Burghead remains home to a number of vessels.